Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. You guys already know what to do about hitting that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Thank you very much. Listen, if you have updated your phone, make sure that you go back into your settings and check to get all the notifications, all right? If you're already subscribed, continue to hit that like button. We're going to talk about little stocks, crypto, everything that's going on. And we had some great data this morning. And we're going to talk about the port. And we're going to talk about a little crypto. And I may share, I'm going to give you what happened with that Palantir play and what I did and talk to the Patreon this morning. All right. You know what? Let's get this in the way for a second. But first, today is brought to you by Stock Up You. I'll get into that later. Let's go. All right. Breaking news. Jamie Dimon denies Trump's claim. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what happened this morning. Dow rises 200 points after blockbuster job reports, right? So here's what happened. We know what happened to the S&P. I'm not going to read that because that will all change. But this is what we're looking at right here, okay? Stocks rallied. Let's do that. Stocks rallied after data showed non-farm payrolls grew by 254,000 jobs in September, far outpacing the forecast gains of 150,000. So an extra 100,000 jobs, right? From economists polled by the Dow Jones. The unemployment rate ticked down to 4.1 despite expectations for it to hold steady at 4.2. So it ticked down a whole point, all right? So from 4.2 down to 4.1, they expected it to hold steady. Now, remember earlier when we had good job reports and it was bad for the market? Why? Because then it was expectations on what the Fed would do with the data. He needed the jobs market to feel a little hurt, right? And this is why it has changed. Remember, good news was bad news, and now good news is good news. So the Fed needed a reason to start cutting interest rates. He needed the job markets to show some weakness, and it did, all right? And what did he do? Instead of going 25 basis points, he went 50, right? So he missed a month, and so he doubled up and surprised most of us, okay, by going 50, all right? So follow. Now you said, hey, Larry, a few months ago you were saying that if it was good, it was bad for the market. It was, as you saw. But now good news is good news, all right? But we don't want it too good, all right? It's complicated. It's complicated. All right, let's keep it going. Here's some of the things that's happened. Port strike ends as workers agree to tentative deal on wages, all right, and contract. So this was last night when this hit. I was talking to Trading with Ashley. I was on the phone with her while it happened, and she read it to me last night. By the way, next week we're going to start adding her lessons to the class, which is Stock Up You. For those that ask, is it for new traders? Yes. My whole theory for that class is talk to me like I'm 3. Stock Up You is going to be the top link below. And then I take you from beginners to making money. And a lot of you that missed a lot of basic fundamentals need to go back and take that class. So what's happening with the geopolitical situation? Here's some of the stuff that's happening, okay? This dude says Iran won't back down, Israel won't last long, blah, 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 okay? But then you read here, Israel targets Hezbollah. They're saying, hey, okay, we ain't backing down, you ain't getting away with this. And then, the other side is going against this side is going against that side. You guys know the story. We're not going to make it political. But I'm going to say this right now. If something happens over the weekend, I was in a play and I got out of the play with 111% gain. I only have one. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys that now. So for those not in the Patreon, I sold all but one of this Palantir call, and you can see up 111%. Can't beat that with a baseball bat. All right, up 111%. You guys saw how many I had, how many contracts I had, but still holding one, and it's up 110%, 11%. Okay. All right. So good people, I'm just sharing with you guys. Now, this is stuff that I posted in the Patreon, but I shared that play with you guys. I wanted to see how we got out. Now I am setting a tight stop loss on the last Palantir call. If I get stopped out, I'm going to look for a re-entry next week. Okay, so let's look at what the indices are showing us. As we can see, the NASDAQ came back roaring. So it was a little right here. It came down, and it looked like it was a buy the rumor, sell the news, then came back. And then as we could see, they're all in lockstep trying to fight back. We don't know what's going to happen at close. I'm shooting this an hour and 20 minutes before close. But let's go back. NASDAQ is doing well, right? S&P still doing well. The Dow fell off and came back. And even small caps, the Russell, is doing good on this data. Now, what's tricky to this data is that rates actually went up. Actually, rates went up with this. So that's a little concerning to me. Okay. So that's one of the things I want to say. Rates actually spiked up, and mortgage rates spiked up. So we want to keep an eye on that when the 2 and the 10 and all of the Fed rates go up when we get great job reports. So let's see what the last hour of the day tells us, or the first hour on Monday. And let's see if anything geopolitical jumps off this week, and as we make money. All right, listen to this, good people.
Hey, Carl, how are you?
I'm good. What do we make of the market in light of the jobs number and a VIX, which I know you're watching, but is still close to 20 today?
Yes. I mean, I think we're in a tricky period because there are these sort of complications, which is geopolitical risk. We've got the port strike out of the way, and I know October has these seasonals. I think it's very good news to see the stock market react positively to a jobs report, because it is, in fact, a good report showing the economy is actually not only holding up, but the unemployment rate's down. But I agree with you. The VIX is important to tell us how much we could rally. I know our head of technical strategy, Mark Newton, thinks that we're making intraday lows today, and it's setting up for us to make new highs next week. I mean, to me, that makes sense just because it has been a resilient economy, and then next week we get CPI. But I do think it's hard to say this is a green light into year end because, as you're pointing out, the VIX is just staying stubbornly high.
If it is now looking more like a 25 basis point cut in November instead of 50 basis points in those weightings changing, does that impact expectations in the equity market, or that's not really priced in at this point in time?
Well, we know that Fed fund futures and expectations about the magnitude of cuts over the next couple of meetings does affect the bond market. And we're seeing that reaction today. And, of course, I'm even seeing some folks think the Fed made a mistake with 50. But for the stock market, I think what matters more is really the Fed. The Fed is actually in an easing cycle, and we're making our way towards neutral. And so I think that there is going to be times where the stock market, where the S&P is going to rise even if yields are up. I think we're in an instant there because yields can be rising because the economic data is better, and so we're kind of rising for good reasons on yields, and I think that's supportive of stock. So I'm not too bothered if the odds of a 50 have dropped today because of a good jobs report, because I don't think it means the Fed is suddenly backpedaling and back to hiking mode.
So as I was saying, the Treasury yields were going up, and with the stock market, with the indices, and both of them going up. Usually there's a correlation where they zigzag, right? Stock market goes up, bond yields go down. That's good, And then when bond yields go up, stock market goes down. Not good. But now they're both up and they're both running. So we got to see what the market tells us about that. Now, for those that don't know, the VIX like he said, is still high. If you look on the day, it's 19.4, right? So for those that don't know, let's look at this. The VIX, 13 through 19, this range is considered to be normal, right? For those that don't know, all right? For those of us that do know, like I'm cool with if it's 15 under, I'm cool. But when it starts getting high, I agree with Tom Lee. There's still reason for concern. You might as well call that 20. For the month, you could see it spiked up. Look at that. Remember when it spiked up to 22 and everything got crazy? Then it came back down to 15, or a normal range. And now it's creeping back up to Tom Lee's point. All right. So there is still fear in the market. Everybody's going to be green. Everybody's going to be talking about Goldilocks, soft landing, Fed got it right, blah, 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 blah. It's still October, and you go, hey, Larry, can't you just celebrate? Can't you just be happy and just call it a bull market? Not yet. Not yet. I'll call it a bull market when we get out of this foggy water. I'm looking for after the election, November. But I do see opportunity, and if there's a dip, I'm going to buy the dip. When you dip, I dip, we dip. You guys know that. All right. So, hey, good people, make sure you check out Stock Up You, where you can learn and earn not just stocks, but crypto itself, right? And then you got Stocks with Josh teaching you, beginners in charting. We got my man Keenan Grace teaching you how to do options for beginners. We're going to add Ashley to this. We have a lot of cool things that we're going to add to it, and with crypto. And like I promised with crypto, before I get to crypto, listen, good people, for those of you that want to come through, this is what you want to do. You want to be there. As a matter of fact, let me play this quick 30-second promo. The stock market will pump again. Crypto will pump again. The question is, will you be ready? Miralax Music presents Money and Music 2024 with speakers Stock Up with Larry Jones, Chris Sane, Stocks with Josh, all coming together for one day. That's Money and Music 2024 with an all-star band featuring Calvin Rogers, Maurice Fitzgerald, Isaiah Sharkey, and more. Don't miss your opportunity to create generational wealth. That's Saturday, October 12th, 10 to 2 p.m. Time is running out, so purchase your ticket today. That's Money and Music 2024. You be there. Y'all heard the gentleman, you be there. Listen, if you're close, if you're anywhere in Chicagoland, anywhere in Northwest Indiana, if you're in Indy, all right? Those of you in Michigan, get up early, drive out early. Those up in Wisconsin, get up, drive out early, all right? Those in Aurora, come on over, all right? We're going to be pouring into you. We got myself, my man Chris Sane, and Stocks with Josh with an all-star band. All right, let's cover some crypto. Look at here, good people. Bitcoin, back. Look at that. Back in the 62K range off of the good news, all right? Ethereum is up 3, though still down for the week. We can see Ethereum, right? I'm continually buying more Ethereum. You do you, right? I have big bags of Solana. I actually have more Solana than I have Ethereum right now. And I may do a little more, but I'm buying more of that. And just like I said, I am buying more XRP, okay? I have XRP, always have had XRP, all right? And I'm just buying just a little more. I'm almost through buying what I want to buy. So let's look at the heat map. Let's look at the heat map, the crypto heat map. Look at that, all right? Talk about Bitcoin dominance, right? So we could see a sea of green. Green, green, green. Do you know what I mean? Green. So everything is looking quite nicely. And I know, hey, what about the memes, Larry? You guys know how these memes do. They operate a little slower. Okay, they move a little slower, which is what I like. So if you look, Dogwood Hat is up 13%. That's the big winner. And then what behind that, after the last 24 hours, boom, bunk, baby. Bunk, all right? And so that's what I like. We got this Popcat. I don't even know what that is. It's so much new stuff. I'm still holding my big dog, Bunk, and you guys know I still have Sheeb and Doge, the legacies, okay? And if you got Pepe, congratulations. If you got Floki, congratulations. If you got Dog with Hat, congratulations. Remember, we're not joining any stupid armies. We are making money, and when Bunk stops running, I'm going to dump it like a bad habit and move on. All right. So I just want to say this in closing, good people. Listen, on yesterday's live, a lot of people didn't see it. There's a lot of people getting scammed. OK, please do not give a stranger your money to invest. And they say, hey, we got a bot that's trading and it's winning and you can deposit $500 and we'll get you 800%. 8,000%. And this bot has a 90% win rate, a 98% win rate. And then you give $100, you go, oh, what's $100? And then you keep seeing your account grow. But when you go to take it out, you can't, because it's all a scam. And then with crypto, they're doing the same thing, scamming you guys. All right. Not all you guys, but one or two of you guys have fallen for it. Hey, you're hanging out in these chat rooms and this guy says, hey, man, look, I got this leverage thing that's going to make you all of this money. All you need is $500. We could make you $5,000. And then you give them the money and then they show you your account and it's $30,000 now. Right. And then you go and they say, hey, we just need, look, if you put in 10,000 more, just imagine how much you get. And then you go do that. Can't get your money back because it's all a scam. Another thing, when you're watching this platform and you see people like the CEO of MicroStrategy, right? Who else? Elon Musk, and you see them live and you see 10,000 people are watching them live. It's got to be real. Scam, all right? And it's saying, we're going to airdrop you. Just scan this barcode or just send money to send your crypto to this. It's all scamming. It's all spam. Even if you get a DM from me or any of the other guys asking you, how's your trading going? I don't care if it's in the Patreon. We do not DM you. We do not give you any friend requests, not just myself, but any other influencer. Okay. So I just wanted to leave this weekend and warn you guys, don't fall for it. Don't get yourself scammed. All right. All right. There's one born every minute. They say that, but don't give up your hard-earned money. I've heard too many horror stories. All right. Remember the information I just showed you. If you've learned one thing, leave me a coffee cup, leave me a heart, leave me praying hands. Have a blessed weekend. Make sure you check out the links below. We love you guys. Live, love, laugh, and learn.